Hello, welcome to the Intuitive Souls podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I am beyond excited that the universe led you here today. If you are an OG and you continue to come back, you continue to grow and evolve and lean into your intuition and really learn how to trust yourself on a much deeper level. If you continue to get up every time you fall, if you continue to take the seesaw baths and ground and protect and do all of the things, I love you. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself. Thank you so much for pressing play. I appreciate you guys more than you know. And if this podcast is helping you, if it's giving you a different perspective, if it's helping you shift your mindset, if it's helping you lean into your own inner wisdom just a little bit more, I would be eternally grateful if you can head on over to iTunes and write a review. Those reviews allow me to get this podcast to the ears that need to hear it. And now, more than ever, I think that we can all agree that the world is an absolute dumpster fire. And a little light, a little inspiration, these conversations and whatever wants to come through on these episodes can help, can really help people. Before you go ahead and click submit, make sure you send a screenshot, to me at hello@ericarusso.co, no M, and I would love to send you a free gift for supporting this podcast. So today is a very dreary October day, and I honestly don't hate it. This is the first day in a long time where I've given myself permission to just be, to just relax. I just baked some banana bread and I'm just kind of relaxing. I really wasn't planning on working today, but yeah, that obviously never 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 works out because I'm obviously recording this, but I don't really necessarily look at recording a podcast as work. I look at it as a means of just connecting with you guys and letting whatever wants to come out come out. So with that being said, I want to talk about a particular subject today. And this is one that I feel many people are going to deeply resonate with, especially if you're just beginning your spiritual journey, your spiritual evolution, your personal growth journey, your healing journey, whatever we want to call it. And that is the topic of consistency, how to stick to this new version of yourself, how to continue doing all the work that is required for, I guess, living this kind of lifestyle. And there's a couple things that I want to say about consistency, and there's also some tools that I want to give you as far as, maintaining your practices and sticking to it. But first and foremost, this is the first thing that I want to say when it comes to, I guess, living a spiritual based life. We can call it that. The most profound spiritual experience that anyone is ever going to experience in this life is to simply be human. Okay. That is the most profound thing that you can do. Just be human, experience things, try new foods, travel, experience the very mindful moments throughout the day. At the end of the day, we are souls having a human experience, but that's just it. We're wanting to have a human experience. So many of us get so tripped up and wanting to be open 100% of the time and just be like this profound, like guru type shit. And that's all great. And yes, sometimes you're going to find yourself in a very profound spiritual chapter of your life. But I think that we need to give ourselves a little grace and patience and just remember that sometimes the the most profound experiences are in those little moments in our life when we're looking at the sunset and drinking our morning coffee, or maybe it's when we watch our kids on stage, or it's in a luxurious bubble bath when the temperature is just right. It's in those moments that you are really going to learn to appreciate the human experience. So don't get so hard on yourself when it comes to the consistency thing. Uh, but I'm going to talk about the consistency thing because people want to know how to stay consistent. So there is this book. It is a very well-known book called, I think it's called Atomic Habits. It's like a New York Times bestseller, and I read it a couple years ago. And one thing that the author said within the book that I will never forget is, when it comes to habits, you have to look at it as, you're not going on a diet. You're not going running so you can run a 5K. You are turning in to a runner. You are turning in to a meditator. You are turning into a spiritual being, right? So when I read that, something within my own brain kind of clicked, and I said, aha, it's not so much about consistency or the habit of meditation or the habit of cleansing your energy or space. It's about becoming the version of yourself that it's just there. It's just who you are. It's not a chore anymore. It's just something that you do. There's so many things as a spiritual person and someone who is highly sensitive that I totally forget, and it doesn't even feel like a chore for me, right? Because it's just part of who you are. And if you just kind of shift your mindset where it's like, oh, I need to create better habits when it comes to drinking water. I need to make better habits when it comes to going to the gym. I need to make better habits when it comes to like journaling and meditation and everything like that. Why don't we shift our mindset to just say, no, I journal now. I'm a person who journals. I'm a person who meditates. I'm a person who sees the benefit in a daily meditation practice. Therefore, it is part of my everyday life. I am a person that drinks water because when I drink water, it makes me feel good and I feel like I have more energy and I'm able to really take on the day that much more when I'm hydrated. It's things like that, those simple shifts in your mindset, that is going to help you stay consistent in your practice. I think that so many people, myself included, when I started things in the past, it was always like I was going on a diet, right? I was going on a diet, or I was training to do a 5K or any of those lines. There was never a mindset shift in me. So what that basically means is you're going to end up failing. You're going to end up quitting when you have that sort of mindset, right? But if you shift your mindset to the point where it's, my health and my wellness and my fitness journey is important to me, and that's just who I am now. It makes me feel good when I go to the gym. It makes me feel good when I sweat. It makes me feel good when I see the definition in my muscles come out. You just have to become that person. You just have to shift your thinking to the version of yourself that already does the thing. Okay? So that's what I have to say about that. So instead of going in and beating yourself up because you're not meditating every day, first off, it's cool. You know what I mean? Like, I meditate every single day because that's just who I am. Maybe you're somebody that only meditates 3 times a week. Maybe you're somebody who only meditates once every week during your spiritual detox day. Whatever it is, you have to sit there and you have to figure out What is the version of yourself that you're stepping into? Who is the version of yourself that you are striving to become? Is it a more patient person? Is it a more physically engaged person? Is it a quieter person? Whatever the case may be, first you need to decide what the next chapter of your life is going to look like. You have to use the power of intention, especially when it comes to consistency and creating habits that are beneficial for your personal, spiritual, physical growth, whatever the case may be. So that's the first thing when it comes to consistency. And just remember that like I said, the most profound the most profound spiritual experience that you can have is to just simply be human. Just be human. Read a good book, watch your favorite TV show, enjoy a great cup of coffee. Just be human, okay? So with that being said, that's really what I have to say about the power of consistency. And, for your spiritual journey, for your personal journey, it's hard, man. It's really hard. The personal and spiritual journey is not an easy one. It is not something that everybody is equipped for. I'll tell you that. If it was easy, we'd all be on the journey. If it was easy, we would all be healing. If it was easy to evolve and to take responsibility for our shadows and to sit with the darkest parts of ourselves, we would all be doing it. So give yourself a little credit just for simply being here because it's hard. It's really fucking hard. So I commend you for being exactly where you are at this very moment. Congratulations, because you're doing a lot more than most people would do in their lifetime. Okay. So I love you guys. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Erica W. Russo. I do a bunch of intuitive exercises each week, and there's just so much great content that I share over there as well that can benefit your personal and spiritual evolution. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys around the internet.